2019. Roll call? Lenny Sanchez?
Mark Villegas.
Bob Garza.
Rafael Garza.
We go to item number 3, public comments? Anyone? None? Okay. We're gonna go ahead and skip up to the night, executive director report on item number 4.
Yes, Mr. Board members, good evening, staff, community. The first item, it's an update on the ER project, the regional hospital. They gave us a tentative substantial completion of yesterday, June 25th. However, because of the rain, they're gonna move it a little bit further, maybe another week. But as far as the Wednesday, July the 10th, which is on the ribbon cutting, they confirmed this morning, sent us an email that they're working on that, and they're asking for us to participate in the ribbon cutting. So we'll be participating on that, and they're gonna be sending us invitations for your presence to be. As far as the Denny's project update, as you've seen, the Denny's is coming along. We received already the payment on the city side as far as the reimbursement on the back parking area. What I advised the gentleman was that it was a reimbursable, so they will need to pay the contractor and they will reimburse them. On the EDC side, I have not received anything as far as if there's any reimbursement having to go back to them, but we received it on the city side already, just so you'll know that. On the Project Square, the final revised contract has already been submitted to Craig. So we're hoping that we can get it here approved by them already, signed, maybe within the next couple of days. So at the next meeting, we'll bring it before so that you guys can see it, and then we'll approve it at that point. It's already been approved, however, I want you to see it before signing off on it. The other one is a fiscal year 2019 to 20 budget update. We're getting ready to start working on our first workshop, and I think it'll be
Ben,
yes.
Project Square, ¿cuál es?
I'm sorry, yes, I'm sorry, yes.
And that's, could we disclose what's going in or not right now? No, okay, well, let's hold on.
We can take it into executive session,
Right.
that item, and discuss it there.
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
As far as the fiscal year budget update, just to let you know that we're working on the budget. One of the things that I've been talking to some of our staff, and I brought it up to the mayor on the city side, was that I'd like to have a joint budget workshop with the EDC and the city. However, I'd like to maybe discuss it a little bit further, that what we can probably do is maybe do some sort of a retreat if it's something that the board and the city would like to entertain. It'll be maybe some here close by. The reason that I want to do this is so that we can be together and close in a scenario where there's no interruptions, that we can be there for 4 hours, maybe 5 hours, so that we can go into details. What is it that the project that we're looking at? I know that before we brought over Mr. Hollis Rutledge to talk about the next EDA project, something that has not been really talked about, but I'd like to, talk about that a little bit further. But that'll be like in a workshop type of scenario. That's what I have here with the budget update.
Mayor Pro Tem, I have a couple of questions. Sanchez. I have a couple of questions. Well, first of all, Mr. Juan, I did get the agenda. Thank you, Ms. Martha. This information that was presented was good. Unfortunately, some of us have been out of the EDC. At least I've not been informed up to date. It would have been beneficial to me to receive this information in writing so I could have reviewed the report detail that you gave, so I could have put together my questions. For example, I understood from you on item B, you said a reimbursement. You said that Denny's.
So that's on the city side. I was just letting you know about the reimbursement, not on the EDC.
Okay, so there has not been any kind of request from Denny's
Not
to
to the
EDC?
EDC.
Okay,
I was just saying that it was, since we already received that request, it may be coming this way as well. But it was on the city side, the reimbursement that they're requesting for.
saying that it may be coming this way, you mean the city's gonna give us the requested, okay.
That's on the city side. I'm talking about Denny's making a request. I want to say the commitment was, if I'm not mistaken, was was it 3 years or was it? the
Denny's
sign?
is coming to request some monies
They
from
already
the
did,
EDC.
and the EDC approved it.
Is already approved, I'm sorry? Is that
Yes.
what you said? Okay.
And I think that that's the information I was asking for.
What's that amount by any chance?
Thousand? It was about 32, 34.
Yes.
This was something that we discussed when you were here, or you were not here?
Becky was
No, I was here from the previous, not on that one, not the one that they, when they approved it.
I was not able to hear the amount, were you?
Well, I think, we had agreed on 60,000 plus the 32,000 that the city was gonna help out on the back parking lot. They wanna do asphalt, but we decided to do it concrete. On behind Danny's, there's a street that's gonna go on the back, that's part of the city. That's every reimbursement he's talking about. And on the, I think the help that we gave the Danny's through the EDC was about 60,000.
To be applied how?
I think in different phases.
I don't have my notes with me, but I know it was something to be with promotional, right?
Promotional, im-
was 30 this year, 30 next year, that was the way it was
Yeah.
approved back when Mr. Ariel was here.
The 34, I think the 32 to 34 from the city was for the, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Juan, it had to be with the easement, the parking lot area, there was an additional about, I wanna say 5 feet, 6 feet,
The whole parking area in the back,
right?
with a part of the street.
Right, part of the street that we assist them with the, monies for the, concrete.
So after they're complete with their project, they're gonna bring the paperwork that it's been completed, and then we're gonna reimburse? Is that how this is?
I think we're gonna go by phases, no?
It was after completion.
It was after completion.
So the completion tentatively should be like around maybe October, maybe right before that. Definitely gonna be some, I'll look into the contract that everybody was, filled out, and we'll get that information out next week.
We get that for the next meeting, so we can bring everybody up to breast on that.
Yeah, Mayor Pro Tem, I was just, that was mainly my comment in reference to, if we get this information, I mean, these items are good, these reports are very helpful, but if we were to get the backup information that was just reported to us beforehand, you know, would answer all these questions. Also, the, letter D, a budget update, I don't have one.
Budget update
neither.
per se, it's
We don't have one.
prepping for the
Proposal?
new budget proposal, a workshop.
Okay. I don't know if this occurred or not, but if I remember correctly, there had been a question in reference to 2019-18, a budget ever being approved by the city? EDC budget?
I believe there was one.
It
There
was,
one.
it was
Was it
finally
approved?
approved,
Was
because
approved.
there had been
Approved.
some changes on and off, but it was finally approved.
Yes, but there was no, I don't think we've ever, actually, we didn't amend anything on the budget.
Okay, so,
But it was, I think you might have been here, Mr. Contreras, when
It
we
was-
did, actually, that was the actual, the one that we approved
okay,
back then. So there hasn't been no changes from then.
thank you.
Oh, yes, yes.
Requested for a vehicle.
Yeah, right.
On the last one, and we didn't approve for that, for the vehicle.
A vehicle went back into promotional, no?
Yeah, I think so.
We added to promotion.
Yeah, we use the money for promotion.
No, no.
So this is the one you're talking about, joint.
And instead of giving them the vehicle, we paid back the 18,000.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Mr. Commissioner Contreras, the reason is that, Mr. Juana was saying joint is probably gonna join the EDC together with the city. And like he says, let's do, a fiscal year budget update and see how much the city's gonna give you guys. So I think
How
it's
much
better,
the city is gonna give us?
or depending on how much money budget we're gonna work on it.
Just,
Because that's already set, the EDC is a.
Yeah, but,
set.
remember, it's being already said, but has not gone through the city yet.
The amount is
We're
sales
gonna-
tax, which is the 1 cent sales tax, that budget is set already.
Yes, yeah, no,
taxes
it's,
is-
Yeah.
whatever the amount is, it's already set, yes. But as far as the budget is something that we're gonna start working on.
And how the funds are gonna be distributed, that's what you're referring to? Okay.
questions? If not, let's go to the, item number 5, regular open agenda sessions. There's gonna be, letter A, discussion, possible action, promotional sponsorship for Fourth of July celebration firework display to be held on July 3rd, 2019.
As you may know, we're having our third annual celebration of the Fourth of July. This year, as the same as last year, it was just that we came a little bit short on the fireworks display. So I'm bringing it before you also that the EDC can help us sponsor with the fireworks display. I don't have the amount in front of me, but the amount is in the vicinity of $10,000. So,
Mr. Juan, I got a question, since it's a sponsorship, right?
yes, sir.
Okay. Has anybody looked for any sponsorships for the EDC, like we're being supposed to be looking for through the
Well, this
dealerships or
is-
through any
yeah.
other
This is not the, we're looking at that at the Noche de Paz.
Noche de Paz only?
This one is a little bit different. So we're yes, in the sense, we're sending some of these letters out starting tomorrow,
You don't want to deplete what you
Right.
can for Noche de Paz?
right? So hopefully we can offset as much as we can.
Okay.
So we're asking participation from the EDC on the fireworks display. That will be a $10,000 sponsor from the EDC,
How much is the total cost for all the firework display?
10,000,
10,000. Oh,
maybe a little bit over, but it's about 10,000.
so the EDC is the one putting up for the,
Yes,
and not the city's not helping out any, for another 10,000 maybe?
on the fireworks?
Yeah.
No, the fireworks display is 10,000,
So it's coming out of the EDC
right,
only?
only. Coming out of the city, it's a different amount of money.
What do you foresee as far as getting, you just said something about getting letters out, right?
Yes.
Quickly. What are the, do you know the tiers of sponsorships?
Getting more than maybe 5,000
Okay.
on this one. La Noche de Paz, we're gonna work very hard on that so that we can start early and send out the sponsors letters.
What was
One
the
of the-
total sponsorship last year
For,
for the, 4th of July? Yes, sir. Yeah, you wanna participate?
What was that, Mr. Reyes?
Last year,
What was the participation from EDC? I just gotta
how much
recall.
money did we spend from the EDC last year?
Yeah, didn't you ask that? Last year we gave you 10,000 too? Yes, sir.
when was the time that we didn't get the fireworks? Was it Noche de Paz?
No, it was for the 4th of July last
No,
year.
that we not get it.
Oh, yeah,
The
the
one that I
Noche de
was
Paz.
always-
The Noche de Paz.
I can double check and see
Can you?
how much the EDC participating on.
Mayor Pro Tem, really quickly, that's what I was requesting in reference to the information on budget. If I'm not mistaken, at one time, at least when I served not very long ago, we had the budget line item, not necessarily the amount of proposed next year, but what we're working with this year. That information's not here. And the reason why that's important, at least to me, is because if the city is asking for 10,000, I want to know where those 10,000 is coming from. And also, we had an ongoing deduction of each line item, so we know exactly what is in that category. Correct, where we stand. I don't see that here.
And it's not on the packet. Yes.
I mean, at the end of the day,
It's gonna be really difficult for us to just rely on memory of how much was spent last year, this year, and what's pending.
If I may, if I remember correctly, we did have, we did come up to a conclusion where that money was coming from. I just don't recall which item it was coming from. We did approve the 10,000, am I correct, Mr. Juana, for this event? But I guess what Mr. Pedro Contreras is trying to say is, where is it coming from? Because in the budget, we have special projects, and, different, he wants to know, so we can have a breakdown, and that way we can know, hey, well, this is how much money we got left. And that's what you're trying to get at, right?
Well, I'll be more clear if I was not. The budget is a proposed document for every year. I don't think anyone has approved 10,000 for this firework display, or else it would not be here. This item is here because it's requesting discussion and approval. Now, did the EDC board discuss on recommending possibly spending 10,000 as a proposed line item? Probably did. But it wasn't an actual line item where 10,000 give to the city, because if that's the case, then why is it on the agenda? That you're requesting approval for 10,000, right?
Actually, I'm requesting approval for the sponsorship of the Fourth of July fireworks.
Without even the amount.
I don't have it here with me, but it's about más o menos the vicinity of it.
Well, I think that might, I know Mr. Wajardo, also requested this for amounts to be on line items, especially for approval. I know I've heard this before, whenever the EDC is being there's a request for the EDC to be sponsors, we'd like to know what the amount, but not just us during the meeting, but also on the agenda.
So what do y'all propose as far as that?
Now, along with that, there's another, we're fixing a float as we speak, and we're asking our staff to start working on the float. Obviously, there's gonna be the city mayor and commissioners, and also would like the EDC to be there, board members. So having said that, we'd like to share some of the costs on that. Now, how much is that gonna be? We don't have those figures yet. But I'd like to bring them at the later meeting. This is how much we spend. This is how much is gonna be going to the city. Yes, it'll be after the fact. Well, we don't have an amount, because we're barely working on the float. And we're barely getting the pricing on the paper or the wood that we're spending. Some of the wood is going to be donated, but not all of it.
No, I guess from now on, we'd like to see the full package and, you know, with a sufficient time to be able to review it and be able to study it, and we have any questions, we'll be able to notate our questions and stuff like that, because, I mean, it's hard to approve, I know it's $10,000, but it's hard to approve 10,000 or whatever the amount is if you don't know where it's coming from, and you know, we need to be more aware and have more information, so be able to do a better decision on something like that. You know, I know this is our first meeting, all of us together. I think we all need to, you know, work together and be able to set our goals and be able to work towards this, to be able to correct something like this. So you ought to come in with a package and already have all this information, because like Mr. Contreras said, it's hard to, you know, what line item is it coming from, what's going to be the balance, or, you know, so on and so forth. So from now on, I'd like to, you know, let's get the packages together, get them to us on time, and so we able to review them and be able to have some good questions, so we could make the right decisions. Basically, that's what I'm requesting.
I'm pretty sure that there's been ongoing planning for this event, which is next week, right? 4th of July. I'm sure there had been some discussion in reference to the celebration firework display. What was the initial intent? How was that going to be paid for?
If you recall, the fireworks was either the EDC or the city. So we're bringing it back. If you guys like to participate on this. So the initial intent was, if the EDC doesn't want to participate, then the city will take care of it. So we're bringing this over to you as a sponsor, because we have another over 10,000 expenditures from the city. As you may recall before, the city will take on whenever there was any type of city event, it was the EDC, the one that will participate in the music and entertainment and pretty much all of that. The city was just if I'm not mistaken, because I wasn't here at that time, but it was on the rides, food booths, and so on and so forth. Now the city took everything on its umbrella. So that's the way it was done before. So we're trying to separate it again. But as far as this here, yes, there's been some planning as far as the fireworks.
Correct.
There was a meeting that should have been held, I guess it was right before the elections, that didn't take place. And then it was last week, if I'm not mistaken, that didn't take place. So now this one here, yes, we failed to provide that information. And I should have put it on the agenda as far as the promotional, but the fireworks are coming from the promotional items, the monies are there. And I wanna say, and I think I recall correctly, that the monies for the fireworks is included. and it may be included in there as promotional. Okay, right.
We do have the monies, correct?
That-
The
is
monies
that-
are there.
Like,
Yeah.
Mr. Garcia, that's what you were talking
Yeah,
about?
the promote, yeah, we
You
have
said-
promoted something,
From
in
the
one of our
promotion.
meetings, we gave money, and we said, okay, we're gonna put it for the fireworks, that's
And
what
we
I'm trying
wanna
to.
pull it out from the promotion, right? That's
I
what
don't
you
remember
said.
exactly where it's coming from, but.
Line item.
Well, I
that
guess,
is-
I mean,
that is there.
it's just too short of a time right now to
So,
not go, I mean,
Find out exactly what
to
we're.
find
at,
out,
so-
but I mean, moving forward, I guess, you know, your questions are very valuable, and I agree with you
Correct
guys
those issues.
and what you're saying as far as, no, but you're saying that it was already approved, the 10,000 was already, you know.
I think we had gotten enough from the promotion, if I'm not mistaken.
Let me just clear something up real quick, and mistake me if I'm wrong, Chris or anyone else here. A budget is a proposal, right, and it gets approved as where the EDC is going to divide the budget from, throughout the year, okay? That might have been approved. But an actual, a line item gets put on the agenda with the actual amount, because, correct, because we still have an expenditure, we still haven't approved to expend it, right? So I don't want to get confused there where we already approved it, because I feel like we haven't approved it, because it's here, right? Or else it wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be discussing it. Another thing is, let's make something really clear. You take 10,000 out of the promotional for this, you're taking 10,000 out of another opportunity to help someone else. So that's the only reason why I want to see the ongoing balance of what we got and where we've spent it on before. But I'm not trying to stop the celebration firework display. I'm just trying to be informed.
But- And I think those things can be fixed
We need a
through,
motion for this
through this.
item?
it's up to you how you want to
You know
handle it.
what, I make a motion that we go ahead, and sponsor the fireworks, but for future, let's bring back and have the budget in our, you know, with all the proper information as where is that items coming up, or coming out from, so we can know how much money we have and where it's coming from. But at this point, I'm making a motion to give the $10,000 to the city for the firework display on the 4th of July.
Okay, I'll
Motion,
second.
motion's been made. Is
Second.
there a second been made? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
And I'll get you all of that information at the next meeting, where the money came from and how much money we still have available.
Item B, discussion and possible action renewing the Economic Development Corporation lease. Mr. Juan, I did notice that the lease is gonna be about $100, $200 less,
Oh, actually more.
more, 260.
We're paying, it's on the last page,
760,
2520. That's what we're currently paying.
2640,
Okay, I think I'm missing a page.
2520.
We're at 2880, no?
2880, that's the proposed going on a month-to-month.
Right. And then-
Going on a one-year lease, it'll be 2760.
Oh, got it, I got it.
And what we're currently, and then if it's a,
Is the lease going up, or,
no, it's going up.
Going up by,
Yes.
by $100, $120.
Mr. Sanchez?
Yes, sir.
I had made or I had talked to the mayor, and you know that the school district has portable buildings, those portables. We kind of talked a little bit back and forth, and I think I mentioned it to Mr. Garza and Mr. Contreras. If we need to pull out of there because the rent keeps going out, we can always try and look for one of those portables, and I'm more sure we can accommodate it here at the library, right behind the library and that property. And it's only while we build or City Hall gets built, so we can move into City Hall with the conditions that we had already talked about before. Those portable buildings do come with air conditioning, they do come with restrooms, and they are pretty cheap by the school district. So it's something just to look at if we don't want it, because I know I talked to Ben doesn't have really too much room at the City Hall, except for two personnel maybe, and we do have, I believe, two, with Martha and Laura, and then we have a young man that's still, and then the director, that's 4 people. So it would be kind of tight. Huh?
Portable?
Yeah, the portable's
The
big
full
enough.
big
building,
enough.
I mean, you know, I
Yeah,
don't know
I
how
mean,
you're gonna look at it, I mean, it's for a short amount of time.
It's just gonna be while we get
But-
City Hall going and move in there, I mean.
When is City Hall
Takes
being
a lot
proposed to be,
You know, you have to buy it.
that's when is it the City Hall
Fix it
proposed
up.
to be,
Get approval.
to be started, yeah?
We're looking at,
And we can always, if we do move into to one of those portable buildings, at the time that City Hall does get built and we get our own building, we can always give it and donate it to the Parks and Recreation, or donate it to one of these, city, buildings. Yeah, they can use it up in the garage area or for meetings or something, you know? We can always turn back to the community.
like, the city hall will probably take about 12, maybe 13 months at the most, maybe less than that. It all depends on the weather, of course. As far as coming back with a presentation as to where we are, the project manager should be coming over hopefully the week after, the next meeting, if not the meeting after. As a matter of fact, we're a month to month as we speak, July 15th. Okay.
Well, this is the thing that I'm looking at, and, are we gonna actually, we're still gonna invest in actually getting light and getting all those utilities back into that building, because we gotta meet certain criterias as far as, handicap and so forth.
Right.
So the question is right now, that I'm talking about is it feasible for us to go with that 1 year? Because it's gonna take about 13 months for the city hall to get built, constructed here, and if we go in a month to month, we might end up the whole year. But do we really want to invest in doing some infrastructure in a portable building, or how do you gentlemen see it? Right, because we still have to meet code from that portable building, and right now we don't have to do that extra expenditure at some point. I'm not sure if it's feasible, because I don't have those numbers with me as far as going through a portable building versus where we're at right now.
Well, I just,
We can go to year or month to month.
We can go to year, month to month, or 2 years.
Is there savings monthly?
I'm sorry?
There's no savings, don't differ if we go monthly, right?
Well, it'll be a little bit more. If you
That's what
go
I'm
month to
saying.
month, it's
What's
at
the-
2880
2880.
versus 2760 for 1 year.
can you go 1 year?
I believe we go the year,
year.
Mr.
1 year?
Mr. Garza, but I don't know what everybody, what's
If
the,
we can go 1 year,
Weigh it to
Yeah.
see where we're at, a year, just you said 12 months.
Remember,
And then from there, I guess
by
we
year.
can figure what we need to do, if it's 1 or 2 to accommodate staff a month, or we're right around that area, you know, we can visualize it a little bit better.
to be
Right now,
exact,
it's a
yeah.
year away, I think
Right.
we're okay, you know?
Commissioner,
By December, we'll know where.
if I may real quick, how many people do you host in your office, Martha? So those are actually operating out of those offices, but how many people come in and you sit down and projects, review information, asking for?
It's people.
You know, people when they're meeting, stuff like that.
Okay, okay.
I'd like to make a motion that if we can go ahead and stay for a year in there with the same amount of price that we have right now, and that'll give us time. I think a year, we will know where we're at with our city hall.
Want me to go back and negotiate for whatever we're currently paying?
1 year.
Not what's here, but whatever we're currently paying.
Okay, let's go over these.
Yeah,
Why
let's
don't we
go.
go over these and then?
Well, we're gonna go up $120 more from the
26
existing.
The 2640 is the one you're talking about right now, right?
Yeah.
The 16 is 25.
Which would be at $1,400 more a year, Mr. Garza, approximate, yes.
About 100 something a month.
120?
You know, and, we are at EDC, and I think we should
120.
be able to, present ourselves very well versus a,
Right,
versus a
Yes.
portable.
That's what we wanna give them a
We
good
want to
image.
attract our businessmen, you know, and 1450 is additional, a year that's proposed, more or less. Do, anybody,
I make
I'll
a
make
motion
a
that we go
motion.
ahead and.
I'll make the motion
Okay, hold on. What are we gonna approve first?
for
We're
the
gonna
1 year.
approve
For 1
the
year.
2640, the amount? Is that the one you're looking
Yeah,
at?
that's the one that went 120 more.
$120
I'm sorry,
$120 more.
more. This is what we pay.
It's
That's what we're
from
currently
July
paying,
14th,
2520.
It's
gonna go to 2760.
July
Oh, it's gonna go
2021.
27.6. It's gonna be $200, but 220 a month. 220 a month. Oh, man.
gonna go up, right?
Actually,
Yes.
First 2640 for 2 years.
That'll be,
So we're gonna get 2760. 2760.
It's right here, the
Times
20, the
25.
2760 is the 2 years, it's the 1 year,
Right.
2019 to 2020.
Mr. Juana, what are we currently paying monthly?
Monthly, we're currently paying 2520.
It's the very last one, boss.
So
The very last.
2520,
Okay, you said
and you'd
copy.
be at 2760.
An additional $240.
$240.
Monthly.
Yeah, monthly.
That's already the gentleman
Yeah. I mean, both,
But
every year
280.
it's gonna go up anyway. Every year.
2880, 2880.
I can call him again and see if he's willing to go maybe in between and see what he says.
But then you'd have to come back, wouldn't you? Or
Or
would
if
we
you give me
could-
direction whether, if he doesn't, then we'll go with 1 year, and if he does, we'll go with that number.
Okay.
What do you guys wanna do?
Doesn't make it,
Up next
make
Friday.
any sense to do the 2 year.
No, only 1 year, 1 year.
Don't say but the price was, it's what?
Hold on,
What's the price?
hold on, Ms. Martha, go ahead.
We're not gonna make a decision.
Oh, okay.
Well, on, we just bring it back to the next month.
Oh, how about if we just give the authorization to Mr. Juana to see if he can negotiate a price, and if he can't, we'll just go ahead and make the decision he
Either
needs to
way,
make at
it'll
that
still be
point,
brought
and
back.
just keep it for a year.
Either way, it'll still be brought back, right?
Yeah.
Right. I
There's-
mean,
Oh, yeah.
what she's saying is that they'll give us another month at the same cost. I'd rather table it, bring it back, and give you the same amount that they're gonna be charging
We're
us.
talking about the end of July, maybe?
Oh, we're talking about August 6th. August 6th, one more month.
Okay.
I'd rather table it, bring it back with the amount.
Plenty of
Okay.
time to come
Okay.
back.
Right, it's.
Okay, well, I make a motion to table it, I guess. We'll table, well, we don't have to
table?
motion on that, we should just table it.
We just
Bring it back?
Yeah, cause we have to.
Well,
Okay, item B will be,
Give him
on-
time to negotiate the price.
item B is gonna be,
Come down.
tabled due to, give Mr. Juan some time to negotiate the price and the time, the term. Item C, we would like to move that into the executive session, right, Mr. Juan?
Yes,
Yes.
Mr.
Yes.
But there has to be
Make
a
a motion to
vote. There
table
has to
for
be a
next.
vote.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item C, Mr. Ojona is proposing for us to, take this into executive session. Yeah. At this time, we're gonna go into, do we have to make a motion, Mr. Ojona?
Yes.
Make, a motion been made to take it into executive session. Is there a second?
So move.
Second's been made. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we're going into executive session on, at 6 o'clock, actually 6:03 PM. 6:03. We're gonna reconvene from executive session to regular session. Time is 6:35. Item number C.
I wanna make a motion to terminate immediately and to allow Mr. Arjona to go out for RFQs.
Second that motion.
Motion been made, second's been made. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. For item one, the executive session pursuant to section 551074, personal matters, closed meeting, text deliberating, appointment of employment, of evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, and or dismissal of a public office or employee, Economic Development Corporation Director.
I make the motion to.
Before,
adjourn.
can I have a few words before?
Yes.
Okay, this time I'd just like to thank Mr. Juana for taking, the other load that we gave you for the EDC. Thank you for what you did for us. I know that you also had a lot of work at the city, but, I'm still grateful for you helping us out on the EDC. Okay, okay, thank you.
Mr. Juana,
Appreciate it.
is there a motion, is there a motion?
Yeah, and again, thank you, Mr. Juana, appreciate it very much. Your hard work does not go unnoticed. So, yeah, the motion is to allow Mr. Arjona to continue as directed or as discussed in executive session.
There's a motion been made, is there a second? Second's been made, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. We're gonna go to number 8. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Motion been made, is there a second? Second's been made, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, all opposed? Motion carried. Closed session, actually, adjournment is at, let me see, 6:37.